There are so many reasons to take time to celebrate Dr. King's life and legacy, but among them to me is the fact that he saw that life was so much bigger than just himself.
This MLK Day is a particularly significant one as it comes at the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's assassination. I think we need to take time out to remember his life and to honor his legacy.
But when I think about that legacy, I think about, okay, how can I create a community of like-minded people who are acting in solidarity to respond to the larger call towards racial justice, but also enact some sort of change in the community that we're living in?
You know, the elements that Dr. King fought for, lived for, died for, are relevant in every age. They haven't gone away. And we've seen in our own society, and of course even on our campus, elements that continue to flare up, that show how far we've come and how far we have to go.
I think his message is also tremendously relevant in his diagnosis of the evils in society that are still plaguing Ashland and Ohio, the United States and the world. The plagues of militarism, the plagues of poverty, and the plagues of racism.
I think we're living in a time where it is necessary not just to be a well-rounded, educated person, but to survive in our society, to understand that race centrally affects people's lives. I think it's really important to look back at the past and to think about the way in which some of the critical figures in the civil rights movement, some of our leaders, some of our foremothers and forefathers navigated some of the same issues that we're still dealing with.
Taylor Branch, King's biographer, told me once that one of the really important things about King is that he was able to move an awful lot of people a very short distance. We think of prophetic characters as coming out ahead and like being so far ahead of the pack. And those people are important, but they often leave folks behind. King's genius was that he really moved a lot of people in America a short distance in the right direction.
So what we're trying to do and what we're hoping is that by bringing Dr. King's ideals onto our campus, by having these conversations, by bringing students, experts, others into a new place of understanding, that we can be a more welcoming campus, because these are issues that, frankly, if we don't face them, it's not as though we get better at it. Just the opposite is true, and so we don't ever want to be complacent. Hatred, person against person, is just something that we'll continue to fight and will continue to be an issue. And so if we're more intentional about it, I think we have more opportunity to get better at it.
I think a lot of the legacy in terms of fighting racial justice, creating a community of other like-minded people who are committed to racial justice, has become not just relevant, but urgent.
Kids today see things, they hear a lot of things, and they're trying to sort out what's right, what's wrong, what should I think.
So on our own campus, we've been fighting to be a more diverse campus, and that's not just ethnic diversity, that's part of it. But a diverse campus is a campus that is more welcoming. It's a campus that understands what the other is all about.
It's important for us all to reflect on the fact that we are all at Ashland University because we're all dedicated to the mission of this university. And then that kind of comes out of us through the majors that we're in, or the courses that I teach, for example. And part of our mission at Ashland University is to train students to live and work and lead with integrity in their communities and to fulfill their global responsibilities. And it's impossible to do that without engaging issues of racial justice. It's impossible to do that without engaging people who are disadvantaged by the way that power is structured in this country.
And that's what we can do here, is to show people, look, no matter where you came from, you can get along here, but it broadens the perspective, it broadens the understanding of what somebody else is going through, what they're thinking.
Do something in your own daily flow of life that literally brings you into a new circle of friends, of people you're around. Not just people you're around twice a year or once a year. I mean literally pulling them in, even in a way that may feel uncomfortable, is to pull yourself out of your circle and into another circle, or just the opposite, calling someone into your circle and truly having community with them.
The Critical Race Studies Working Group was proposed in response to a call for proposals from the Center for Innovation and Teaching Excellence for ways to engage faculty and students in some sort of innovative learning experience. And so what I proposed is to engage faculty and students at AU to really think about and engage issues of racial justice from an interdisciplinary perspective. So students, along with a core group of faculty, will have one event per month where a faculty member from each of the participating departments will be leading a session, and faculty and students from the entire university are welcome to participate in those discussions.
One thing I can challenge us all to do this MLK Day is mark our schedules. In 2 weeks' time, Susan Glisson and Charles Tucker are coming to Ashland University on the 30th and the 31st, and they're conducting lectures and workshops to help us understand how we as a community can open our hearts, our minds, and our ears to hear the stories of other people, to have those difficult conversations that will help move us a short distance in the right direction.